Hello. Welcome, humble viewers. We're here with some Counter-Strike, 4 more maps to go. We have for you some American action, finally. We had 7 maps for Europe. We're finally into the North American territory for ECS, and we're kicking things off with Optic versus NRG, and the first map will be Cobblers.
Indeed, it will be, and I think Optic have to be a favourite going into both maps because they are simply a far stronger team at the moment. It's really crazy, don't you think, how stronger Optic became after Daps got kicked?
Yeah, I mean, just generally everybody's performance went up. They got Tarik in, obviously that's much more firepower than Daps, and then you've got mixwell just putting in star performances. But not only that, they seem to have like their leadership is good. They have, I think Janko says I think it was Janko that said this. Like he felt like they have probably one of the most European styles of the teams in North America, and I think that's like actually quite a fair thing to say from a strategical aspect. They remind me sometimes of. Like, we just watched Dignitas play, and I don't want to draw a direct comparison, but I feel like Optic Gaming have a complete game. There's nothing that they're really missing. They have all the individual skill. They've got some good mid-round calling. They've got decent strategies and approaches to pretty much all the situations that you could ask for, or that you'd encounter. And generally, they're fairly complete side. I can't really pinpoint a distinct weakness, and they just seem to be getting better and better. So that's really cool, and they are legitimately right now a top 3 team in North America, even up there with SK and Cloud9, I think.
Yeah, it's very, you'd be crazy to argue that at the moment, I think. So NRG are going to be starting on the CT side of Cobblers. We will see what they have to offer their opponent. In other news, Jacob has announced that he is no longer in the FaZe active roster, which doesn't mean that he's like released from his contract, but who knows. Anyway, time and a place. Now it's time for the pistol. We've got 4 CTs over towards the B bomb site, including the entire Optic Gaming side. Peter is already on the flank. Tarik making his way towards the drop zone, but can they capitalize on this and move into the B bomb site where the entire CT side is? Seems the CT side, oh, they're going to look behind them. At least towards the door. Peter eventually goes down. I need 1 frag for him. 2 versus 3 at the moment. Optic, can he get the bomb down?
Yeah, NAF is, Rush is a pretty explosive player, but he's got a hell of a task on his hands. And it will be taken out of his hands by tabseN. So chaos ensued. Anarchy was had. Bedlam was there.
I knew you were going to say that.
And we got to pause because there are PC issues, James. There are issues with the computers, with the circuit boards. There's something gone wrong. Something's gone horribly wrong.
Do you know what a UPS is, Dan?
And you need USP. Unique
uninterruptible power supply.
Okay.
So if you have a mission critical device, such as a server for a small office, for example, where I used to work, you may have a UPS, and we had one in our old office because it often had power cuts, like power cuts of like 0.1 seconds or something, but it would reboot all the computers. So being the IT assistant / IT manager, whatever, as I like to put it, I was messing around with a UPS, and for some reason I had the case off of it, and I don't know what I was doing, but I put my hand on the motherboard without looking at what I was doing because I needed to balance on something, and then obviously I got electrocuted, and I had blood boils on the above my knuckles, so I went to the hospital, and I had these really hot nurses inspect me for exit wounds. So I had to stand in my boxer shorts while they looked at my body. It was great.
So overall, it was worth it? I'm confused by your story.
Not particularly. I mean, it's not about if it was worth it or not. It's just the story. It's just what happened.
All right. Well, I think we have the resumption of play. We will recommence with action with A-Tech9 Deagles. And we have NRG on a situation where they've got to make the money in this round. Because Optic are, they could have force bought, but they didn't, James. They didn't force buy. And this is quite cool to see because they have a lot of confidence in their buy round. Although that said, I said this yesterday from a team. I don't know if it was Optic. And then in the next round, they ended up buying. I can't remember which team that did that. But
oh, right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know who it was or when it was.
Whoever it was
because yeah, we've done like in the last 24 hours at least 16 maps of Counter-Strike. I think. Something like that. So we get the push into drop zone. Ooh, Gopi is actually not necessarily ready. He didn't have the mag out straight away. He doesn't even get a kill with it, only with the CZ. That's something, though. This is scary. This is actually quite scary right now. Oh, Tarik gets a kill as well. Things are getting problematic here. Man disadvantage for NRG, evened up by tabseN, but he goes down low. Everyone's tagged down very low. There's a real chance here for Optic. They have 40 seconds to play with. It's chaos. Rush picks up the M4, goes in with a Tech 9, and it will be FugLy's frag, but they lost 3 players. And again, Optic, they invested probably a sum of something around $1,500 in total on the, for the team in that round.
Rush opting for the Sawn-Off in this particular round.
So they are doing it, James. Maybe it was them.
Yeah, perhaps it was them. I, for the life of me, cannot remember who it was.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, they're not spending more. It was actually a team that they actually ended up spending more. I think it was Cash. It was on Cash and it was CT side or something like that. Anyway, it's just Rush, really, that's just invested fully. And, I mean, if they do damage, it's actually quite worth it. Ooh, he's getting a good position here. Oh, yeah, there it is. So, he did actually manage to win back a lot of the cash that he spent there. And they did a lot of damage. So, and they will have full nades here. So, apart from Rush, so it actually worked out really well, I think. I think the thing that worked out very well. You are pressured to have to get the kills, but I don't think that's a bad thing. That's definitely not a bad thing in that case. So, yeah, there you go. Be cool to see what they do now.
Well, it looks like what they're going to do is rush the B bomb site with flashes over the wall. tabseN around the wall himself, but the smokes are here, and oh, he looks like he wants to charge straight through. Oh man, everybody getting wrecked from NRG over towards the B bomb site. We've got 2 men on the flank, but well, it was a flank. I would say now it's a save. They're going to the castle. They want to see if there's a princess in there. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Maybe they'll go up there and someone will steal a kidney. Whoa. Maybe it's Candy Mountain. Cobblers. Cobblestone. Cobobulous. Cobblestone is quite cobobulous, if I must say.
Yeah. Lots of cobblestones all over the place. Look at this position. All the cobblestones.
Nobody hides in the toilets anymore.
Why do you want to?
I mean, it does show the toilet as engaged, but I mean, because no one ever hides in there, surely no one ever checks them or even looks to see if they're engaged. So people should hide in there, even though it doesn't make any sense.
People should do this, even though it is useless. That said, because this hashtag doesn't make any sense, that's actually fine. If something doesn't make any sense, that can actually be quite beneficial in a lot of spots. If you know your opponents well enough. So that worked out really well for Optic Gaming. They did a very good job in quickly taking the bomb site. And I wonder if it's going to be like kind of like Dignitas just earlier today, whereby they get that first buy run on the T side and they sort of like never look back from there. Firstly, NRG needs to be broken by Optic Gaming, and to do so, they'll have to crush this round, prevent saves, because that's what NRG were able to do in the last round, and get some saving done. Ooh, Tarik. Oh, this is so bad for LEGIJA. Poor LEGIJA gets completely destroyed. James, this looks really bad right now. I'm not going to lie. This looks really bad.
Yeah, this is somewhat of a wipeout. Optic having a gay old time over on the A bomb site.
By game, he means joyful or happy.
There goes FugLy as well. So that is a very nice clearing. LEGIJA is asking, where were you, Tarik? And Tarik replies, ran up middle. Now, if that was me, I wouldn't reply. I'd say... Oh, actually, I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't reply. I mean, they can always look at the demo afterwards. I would not give them any information.
The best thing to do is just to do a smiley face.
I would have done the BM reply. I would have said, yeah, I was in your face, apparently, because he got a headshot, of course. Optic Gaming with an anti-eco rush into the B bomb site, and they are playing like they've got somewhere to be.
And this is what I was saying as well. That's just very, again, anti-eco rounds don't have to be complex. They're not complex. It's just having the right, it's just having the right mix of, it's doing the right mix of things, basically. It's like keeping together, not isolating yourselves, if you can, playing a fast round is generally better. If you can, getting the bomb down quickly. If you can, staying in very highly tradable open ranges. All these things mixed together, which is what they did, it constitutes a very strong anti-eco. So Optic Gaming, they're a team that can do that, and they are cognizant of doing that. They're cognizant of not giving edges away, and that will probably serve to help them a lot in this series. Because NRG are a team whereby, they may be the underdogs, they may lose, they may end up losing, but they could make the game really close because they can do a lot of damage. They've got some very skilled players that can definitely hit a lot of shots, so you've got to be careful of that. Oh! Just like that.
Ding dong.
Through the smoke.
It makes me happy to see mixwell of the AWP. It makes me happy. I'm a fan of mixwell AWPing. He claims he doesn't like being a primary AWPer. I don't believe him. Who doesn't like AWPing? AWPing is awesome.
I actually can believe him there. Because I feel like he likes to be able to play... Oh, gotta hold that forward.
There's two of you going through. Why are you facing the same direction?
Yeah, that's a bit of a schoolboy error right there. Also, pop flash would have been nice. Just a quick pop flash. I don't know if they had a flash, but something. That's a pretty common position. Oh dear. Yeah, back to the mixwell thing. I can see it because he's insane with rifles as well. So he probably doesn't want to be feel like he's limited. He probably wants to be able to. He probably wants to play the game and see what spots he finds. And in some spots he's going to feel like doing something more, or maybe he's going to see something and feel like the AWP is a better response.
Yeah, sometimes you just feel like rifling. Sometimes you feel like AWPing.
I like that he's a rifler. I've seen him do so well with rifles. It's kind of like Simple. It's like Simple, okay, he's a godlike AWPer. If you have another guy who's going to be really good with the AWP on your team, then it's totally awesome. It's so fine to have Simple just pick up the AWP whenever he wants to as a secondary AWPer. That's totally cool as well.
I don't think I've ever seen two people not rushing go through the underpass, both looking in the same direction like that before. So Optic Gaming going back to the old faithful. Let's bear in mind, NRG are back in the lead now. I mean, the rounds Optic have won have been extremely violent, but they're not winning the game at the moment. That's a great start from FugLy now, almost getting Tarik, trying to conserve his bullets. But Tarik is alive. Tarik is in a 1 versus 3. Tarik is trying to even the numbers. Tarik is dead. 5-3 in favor of NRG. 2 good rounds for them. They've got good money in the bank for the most part. Obviously, some guns do need to be rebought again. The tree position kind of fell out of fashion for a few weeks, it seems, at the very least. But it's such a strong position, so good to avoid flashbangs, seeing over smokes. Just so many pluses to it. I mean, there was a period of time where the tree was pretty much guaranteed Molotov for the T side. But I feel like that's disappeared as well, so it's definitely there to be abused once more.
Wow, that was highly aggressive play there from tabseN. Didn't work out too well. I'm not sure if his teammates got the flashbangs over the top for him to peek with. I'm not sure, but maybe he just.
Tarik was completely blind.
Yeah, like sometimes you're just gonna get shot. That angle's just gonna get shot if there's any noise towards that position, as it's quite a common peek early in the round. So it's definitely a bit of a gamble, and you can see that they've lost LEGIJA now as well, going for a play. This is good, really good there from GodB. Making a play happen there to even the numbers up ever so slightly. Obviously, still 4 versus 3 in favor of Optic, but at least Tarik is low. But now Optic will use the numbers advantage.
NRG could maybe do with having all their team on the B bombs like GodB went to see what's going on towards A, but they can't afford that kind of split. But Peter is holding things down, and he's given GodB a fighting chance, making his way in. He's going to get double dinked through a rock, no less. And that is another round in favor of Optic. And NRG had good money, but that money soon disappeared. You can see Tarik completely blind. But indeed, there's no CT flash there. There's just 2 grenades from the T side, but there's no blue line to suggest a flash, unless it was over the top. But if it was, then what? I was going to say it didn't do the job, but Tarik was blind. So, yeah. I mean, maybe there was one over the top. But we couldn't see it from that POV. We'll have to leave it as a guess.
Yeah, it's hard to get the timing too, because Tarik was just visible just before the flash went off. So, or rather, sorry, his opponent, tabseN. So Tarik is always getting that kill, probably, almost always. even though he's blind.
I'm pretty sure tabseN saw Tarik. Indeed, he did. Got flash on the way to getting that kill as well. Manages to escape with the gun. So a slower approach to the anti-eco from Optic, not wanting to be too predictable. Sometimes you need to change the pace.
And yeah, and that said, like they were slowly but surely pushing positions towards A. And because NRG was so quick to rotate, as often teams are on their ecos or force buys, they were able to just walk into A after that action on B. So worked out well. I mean, well, that's a nice kill from tabseN, but no Kevlar and no kit really makes their chances very low to win this round. I mean, they've won 2 weapons and they've got some grenades. Looks like they're going to go for it. It's going to be tough. mixwell's on the AWP, rush on the AK. It'll be definitely quite tough here for the NRG guys. Wow. Yeah, you can see the aim punch really hurting tabseN there. FugLy, there's no way he can win this round from this point. And he will get out of dodge. So, AK saved for FugLy. Optic with 5 rounds.
It's very smart that FugLy doesn't try to go further than this, because if he tries to go up both those flights of stairs, someone's towards long, there's a reasonable chance they pick him off, so he's being as safe as possible to save that gun. Got to respect that.
Now this is the point where you wonder, do Optic start to run away? Because this is where they could start to gain momentum. Oh, we have a Mac 10 and there's 3 players with no helmets on the CT side. That's always fun, actually, that little fact there. No helmets versus Mac 10. And you can see Tarik using the Mac 10 just for entry fragging very quickly, or rather, not even necessary entry fragging, but like, exactly, just being able to run around and be expendable and quickly get his team into the A bomb site. The bomb's been dropped though, which is really weird because NAF could get freely behind Tarik onto the bomb site. Maybe because his teammates were far behind, they didn't want to risk it. And Tarik's killing everyone who's just a Mac 10. This is hilarious.
LEGIJA trying to charge through the smoke, but Tarik has the close angle. And the flashbang will be of no consequence. And NRG will be forced away. 3 players alive for NRG at the moment, and Tarik has little to lose, so he can continue to just jump around every single corner like the most dainty of ballerinas.
Oh my god.
There goes Gobi as well.
That's 3 kills on the Mac 10, James, just running around.
They should boost him into plat.
So one thing that's really cool about the Mac 10 play as well, I've got to be careful here, but one thing that's cool about the Mac 10 play is that the CT sides, the CT sides will very often play 4B early, like quite early into the round, and that means that you're sacrificing one of your players on A. So where is the one player going to play from? So in this case, it was, I think, Peter. Yeah, Peter. And he's playing, as a solo guy, he's playing really far down in mid. If he's playing A long, they obviously get warning of this and they can rotate in time. But because Peter's playing that position instead alone, the Mac 10 actually capitalizes upon the 1-4 early timing in the rounds because of that fast pace, which is really cool. I really like that. They're going double Mac 10 now, James.
I love Mac 10s.
Double down.
I love Mac 10s. At least CSGO Mac 10s. In real life, they are woefully inaccurate. Peter cannot stay alive. LEGIJA's got a P50 kill, and he's still alive for the time being. mixwell picking up the AWP, and the fast pace continues. There is a player on lower. That's LEGIJA, just around the corner. Rush trying to use timing. There goes one. LEGIJA on a low ground. That's a very important second frag. mixwell has got a pistol kill. Got to be careful though. I'm not sure if you want to pick up the AWP on an anti-eco. Oh!
He was straight running. He was straight running there. There's no... wow.
There
Replay.
Was 0 strafe cancelling. Absolute 0. Yeah, I don't know if... like in this situation, 2 versus 4... It got down to the 1 versus 1, but I think it's 2 versus 4. I think you want an AK rather than the AWP. You know, no matter where your money is, might be better just to throw it over the wall into the sea.
How does that shot ever hit? Firstly, and secondly, why would you even shoot that shot? That's insane.
Yeah, that is.
How is that even relatively close to the crosshair? That's just unreal. Developers, please fix this.
That is crazy.
That's like the RNG gods just came down from the skies and like, here you go. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, FugLy gets himself a nice... well, actually, he gets a bit of help from NAF for a team kill, but Should be good, smooth sailing here for NRG. That clutch there. Oh, is NAF going to clutch this? Opportunity strikes, needs to reload though. And in goes their last 2 players, and he gets pinned down. That clutch might be the one that actually saves NRG in this, because they convert 2 rounds, maybe 3 rounds from that one kill from God B.
From that running CZ shot.
Yeah, that's insane, isn't it?
That is so crazy, like, honestly.
How can they convert for the 3 rounds from that?
That is bananas. Well, second last round, Optic forced onto the eco. Maybe some rounds stolen away. Stanislaw deploys his grenades. Now the advantages are with NRG. Let's see what their anti-eco is like. 2 Glocks, 3 P250s. Decent men in an indecent time. Running towards the A site. And going down one by one. Being taken down, Dan, by the establishment.
Indeed. I try to think of like you reminded me of something, but I can't remember what the name is. It's like a oh yeah.
Seems like you can't remember that. What?
Don Quixote? Yeah, like the guy who's like pretending to be a knight and like practicing chivalry in a time of that's very not chivalrous. Very not chivalrous. That's a great phrase.
5 AK is on the Optic side. They've got loads of smokes, a bunch of flashes. They are not as well equipped as the NRG side are. It's got to be, I presume he's trying to suggest that they're going for a boost. Maybe to try and see if there's a response from the T side. That's what that jumping was for. And indeed, maybe the T's looking for it. Maybe they took the bait, but there's nobody up there. Not on the CT side anyway. So the timing, double peek comes in, and that's going to fail miserably. Could have done with a flashbang in that situation, but maybe the rest of the team were busy. Everybody getting wrecked for NRG at the moment.
Yeah, the round's basically over, so Optic will scrounge back 7. But this overall has been a really solid half from NRG. Being able to take, I mean, they did win the pistol round, but being able to take 8 rounds on the CT side of Cobblestone really puts you in a very favorable spot if you win the pistol on the second pistol to actually close the map. You get, I mean, it's a brutal spot for Optic, to be honest. And in many rounds, Optic have looked a bit better. But there's been so many little clutch situations where NRG have taken the edge on top of winning the pistol round. So sometimes it just doesn't go your way. And that's the case for Optic in this one.
Where's the flash, yo? When you have the double peek come in like that, as some people do, when it goes wrong, it looks so horrible. It looks horrible.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know where that came from, but I want more of it. That was exciting.
So NAFLY's gone for dual Berettas, but see, why doesn't... Like, NAFLY is holding down the B bombs, the drop. He's holding down the drop, but he's got dual Berettas and no Kevlar. Like, why doesn't somebody give him Kevlar? Or I mean,
yeah,
drop the yeah, just like drop him dual Berettas. If he's to defend a rush, then he should be equipped to do so. Uh-oh. FugLy gets just the 1 kill, and then Optic clean up, they sweep up.
So, James, do you think Valve will ever update the counter-terrorist win, those sounds?
I hope not.
Because those are still like, I feel like those are still the same ones from like 1.6.
Well, they should be.
Like,
they should
like
never be. They should never be updated. Those sounds are lore. Those sounds are pop.
Oh, it's the original developer's voice.
Those sounds are pop culture.
I didn't actually know that. It's the original developer's voice. I didn't know that. That's actually, yeah, you can't remove that.
That should never be tampered with.
Oh,
that would be sacrilege.
Maybe they could track him down, do a high quality version.
Because I feel like, in the way that Street Fighter is essentially pop culture, CS:GO, or Counter-Strike rather, should be pop culture to some degree as well. Maybe it is. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's as universal, but I feel like it should head in that direction. Doesn't mean it will necessarily reach there, but that's the direction I feel like it should head in, because I feel like it's deserving of such status. So things like that should never be changed from the game. Never, in my opinion, which is correct on this occasion.
My opinion, which is correct.
So when it came to, there were some other changes they made, which made me pose that question. I don't recall what they were now, but I've asked that question before.
Is it just about the sounds of all the guns?
No, about things that are the identity. Well, the guns that don't sound the same across the different games, for the most part. Like the sounds in Source were different than the sounds before they were changed. So, but perhaps it was the sounds as well. I don't remember. There are some things in the game which should never change, like those two sounds.
Chickens as well. Well, they are only in CS:GO, so.
The chickens were introduced. They weren't even there from the start. So.
Yep. Indeed. But they should never change anyway. So just another formality round here is Optic are converting on their pistol victory and their anti-force by victory. I do wonder about NRG's T-sides here against Optic, because Optic, again, they're very capable uppers. Tarik, mixwell. Optic are going to have a good defense. So NRG are going to have they're going to have to be playing some optimal Cobblestone to defeat it. I mean, they did get so many rounds, though, so they have a good chance. Now, like ages ago, you described that as peppering, and because of the new sounds as well, I can't find any other way to more aptly describe it than peppering, than them getting peppered. Just generally, it's just because of the new sounds. All I can see is peppering. I don't know how to else to put that.
I think it's a phrase from football or soccer, since we are in North America. I feel like when a football match is being played and people are like, there's one team just taking loads of shots at one goal but not scoring, I feel like the commentators describe it as the team peppering the goal, which is probably where I got that from. But still, that doesn't really tell us the origin.
No, but it just seems very like a very good way to describe that. Like not really doing necessarily anything significant, but having a lot of shots.
Ooh, the aggressive smoke from the CT side. Could they go for a take of the plateau? It seems that's not the intention, but it will slow down the NRG side.
Yeah, put on the brakes. Put on the brakes. They don't have any presence yet towards A. So Optic are likely to, well, it depends on some CT sides and how they read NRG. And how confident they are also on their B defense. Because now we start to see maybe moving back towards A. But again, they haven't cleared A long. I mean, they have a minute left to go, sure, but they've been quite slow about it. There's no one in danger to spot the angle through the door. In fact, there's nobody to spot the door middle at all from Optic Gaming at the moment. They might hear the sound cues though. So tabseN will go for the solo play into drop zone, which will pull mixwell away from A. That leaves Stanislaw alone dealing with the A push, which he doesn't even know exists. And he's going to go for the push. This is very interesting. Oh my goodness, this is so interesting. Oh no, he takes down two in the back and then, oh man, oh James, this could not have gone any worse for NRG. That is timing and then some.
Yeah, that's crushing. That's horrible. LEGIJA over towards the B-bomb site. Man has a lot to do, 15 seconds, and he is pretty much not going to do it. Rush looking for him. Maybe LEGIJA will give his position away with sound cues. Dinked. But the round is lost. No rounds on the NRG T side just yet. They're going to have $29 to $3,900 in the bank. That might not be enough to offer something significant to the Optic side here. And indeed, timing is a biatch sometimes.
The funny thing about that as well is that like NRG pulled mixwell away from A, so it is just Stanislaw there, and then Stanislaw's like, I'm going to push. So that tells you that they were they really thought it was going to be B, because you're not. I don't think you're pushing there if you're the only A player. If you've got 4 players on B, like you're actually spotting for information more so, and he was not doing that. He was just going for the push around the back. So yeah, they went with a gamble, and it really paid off massively there.
Round the back. All right then. NRG 3 rounds behind. Should turn out to be 4, depending on investment. They seem to be investing a reasonable amount. It's a reasonable investment, Dan. A reasonable investment indeed. Now they'll have the ability to execute as a team. They've been together long enough. I do wonder if more of it is coming of this buy. Peter, I mean, he's leaving money in the bank for AWP, of course. 2 smokes. I don't know if that's enough to achieve something significant in terms of, I mean, you look at wall of smokes to get a bomb down. You look at the plays you see towards train, towards A on train, things like that. I don't know what to expect from NRG on this particular round as far as the utility they have purchased is concerned. So we'll have to wait and see what they have to offer to us. The bomb's headed, in fact, towards the A bomb site. So perhaps it's 1 smoke for the balcony and another smoke for the door. LEGIJA taken out early. mixwell and Stanislaw staying close to the door for the rotation. Obviously, they want the range advantage as well. NRG looking, hoping, praying, begging, perhaps, for an overextension towards A. But there won't be one for the time being. mixwell's gone lower, though, to that position which they didn't check earlier on. In the meantime, tabseN trying to draw players towards the B bomb site, but his time there will be brief.
So the creep comes in. And can they actually connect one of their opening shots? Because after the first opening shot, they're probably dead. So they have to make it count. It's going to be Stanislaw who's close with mixwell. mixwell's it's actually down in middle, so there's the first shot. Oh, okay, so, I mean, that's actually going to work out. Stanislaw not able to get anything, but mixwell on the off angle. Spray down comes in, and they're all pretty much dead at this point.
mixwell manages to clean it up. I was concerned about them pushing through to the T angle there, but they made it work. Lost a few plays here and there, but as long as they keep the forward march, they won't be too concerned. NRG back on the buy, Peter back on the AWP. Much more utility on the NRG team. Now again, they're a team who are capable on Cobblestone. They have stronger detail or attention to detail than a lot of teams, especially towards the drop area. Seeing the pop flashes into the connector area. We'll see if that comes out, if they'll be allowed to even do that. Stanislaw with a push, and that's got to surely draw NRG players over towards A to see what's going on there, which will weaken their push towards B. Minute 30 on the clock, LEGIJA goes down as well. Tarik with 5 HP, can he escape? NAFly's holding the angle for him, and indeed he will be safe. And now NRG, their positioning has been in response to players lost towards A and B. Peter with a fast frag onto NAF though, but what more can they do with this situation? mixwell has been boosted up in the meantime as well. So there are a lot of issues here for NRG. Is he going to set himself on fire?
Looks like he's just about okay. Oh man, he's going to give the push. This could just end the rounds, potentially. Peter goes down, all the information as well. mixwell has the AWP, he's going to be cutting off rotation.
It's not the best angle, to be honest, as you can see. That's much improved, a different angle. So Gobby, I mean, NRG were just dictated to that entire round. They had one person picked off early towards A, they sent another person over there. They had one person picked off early towards B, sent another person over there, and in that case, Peter did get a frag back. While all that's going on, Optic boost into the drop, so NRG's attention is pulled from one pillar to post, basically, and Optic do whatever they want in the meantime. Like Optic had zero opportunity, NRG had zero opportunity to actually enact a plan.
Double AWP here for Optic. And tabseN is the only guy with any automatic weapon. Well, I guess the CZ is automatic as well, but let's see what he gets. Well, nothing. Dead now, of course. 4 players on B for Optic. They've set up for the early rush timing The rush is not coming though. The push is coming from A instead, but it's far away. But Optic already having the initial man advantage, they don't have to gamble. They can have 2 on A, 3 on B, and they are fine. They just have to wait and see what they can get. Slowly but surely, we'll have NRG coming in. And the first man to see is Stanislaw, but he can't get anything done there. mixwell, though, he's always going to be someone to contest with. Smoke is dropped here by NRG, so there's a chance to get the bomb down.
The bomb needs to make it over there, though, and the CTs are streaming in. Down goes the bomb, and almost all the other players, LEGIJA alone now, somehow made his way into connector, but there is a flank coming in. Oh, he could do some damage here at the very least. 1 versus 2. He's making sound cues, but this might even be winnable. Oh, so many bullets in the Tech 9, but he can't get the second last kill onto Tarik. That would have been quite scary for the Optic side. Alas, they will prevail. After the buy, mixwell has 12, almost 13,000 K drops for his teammate, $10,000 in the bank. So Optic still sitting pretty at the moment. 6-round lead over NRG, who are back on the buy once more.
That's 7 rounds in a row, I think, for Optic on this half.
It is indeed, yeah.
So
7 unanswered rounds.
Exactly. They've yet to drop anything on the CT side. That's scary. That's quite scary. So we have FugLy running amok in danger. Is there going to be anyone else there to actually check this? They're actually dispersing and pushing. That is so weird. Oh my god, he's just moved into all the gaps. This is so weird because he's got the A-bomb site, and will they put the pieces together? Will they realize there's a flank coming?
Pizza with an opening frag. Stanislaw takes tabseN down, and there's Gobby. Where's the communication, NRG? Where is the communication? Gobby could have gone down as well. 3-3 now, and indeed that flank really has to deliver for FugLy. Tarik is repositioning. FugLy will take him down from the back. That's going to give path to the bomb to make it to the A site. mixwell and NAFLY coming in now. NAFLY going for a flank of his own. Might be close enough to hit Peter, I'm not sure. Bomb finally getting planted. 35 seconds on the clock. mixwell on the high ground. It's the only man. You can see he's got 10k. And he will be launched ever so slightly into the air. Another round on the board. The first round on the board for NRG in the second half.
The very first, and it was kind of a crazy situation. It's kind of Optic taking a lot of liberties, like going for that crazy rotation, allowing FugLy just to sit in the A-bomb site more or less alone. So Optic, will they, after will that round bring them back to reality somewhat? Because they had so much success, so much confidence. Will they just hold normally here? And make sure that danger is covered, because that's where the leak was before. Danger was not covered correctly, I suppose. Well, correctly is not really the right way to put it. You can't really cover everything and have the perfect timings and everything. That's kind of the nature of the beast. So early pressure towards B from NRG again. It is what it is. It's a standard NRG type default round. Around this time, if they were going to go towards A, they start to move towards A. It's funny how their default is like, I think teams should look at Dignitas's default on this map much more, because Dignitas, I think, have one of the best defaults. But that said, NRG now creeping all the way back to A after showing all the presence towards B.
mixwell is in a position to spot FugLy. Ooh, but he can't get anything other than information for his team. Stanislaw moving to the high ground. Tarik's close to the connector door, but can he get there fast enough? There's a smoke down already. LEGIJA, of course, streaming through the smoke. I don't know if anyone's seen Tarik reposition just yet. He might make his way all the way to the site, and indeed, I do believe he's undetected. Stanislaw running distraction now, and Tarik makes his presence known. That's a bomb spotted. There goes tabseN as well. 2 versus 2. LEGIJA still hasn't been spotted by the APC, so Tarik needs to be really good with his positioning. Repositioning. Did he spot LEGIJA's head? He did indeed. Maybe on the radar. NAFLY will drop a flash. But there's 9 seconds. That bomb needs to get planted. NAFLY's got a superior angle now. He can run distraction. 5 seconds for Tarik to stay alive. If he kills Peter, just dances around this structure. And there we go. They win by timeout. LEGIJA will go down after time to make things just that bit worse for NRG.
Yeah, it's really bad now. Oh, this is kind of a crazy round. I wasn't expecting NRG to be able to save this one from this point, but Tarik goes a little bit ham, gets himself all the kills, and it is the day is saved, and that's kind of the thing. Like typically, you know, I think positionally, strategically, Optic have been playing better, but then they can rely on the clutches as well from their very skilled players. So that's kind of why they're troublesome to deal with. This round is, I think, a bit better. Well, I don't know. It's in some senses they've got more players towards A early on, which is better to deal with. Is a better default to deal with Cobblestone, but they're just kind of running in one by one, James.
This is almost like a deathmatch round. Oh god, NAFly. Good start. He will hear the grenade being primed. What can he do? Is he going to commit to this? Oh, close, tabseN. Re-peeking. Oh, I saw disaster. I saw it in front of me. But disaster has struck the economy of the Optic Gaming side. They're 5 rounds ahead, sorry. And they've chosen the Force Buy. They have opted for the Force. Optic have opted for the Force Buy. Let's see what they can bring to the table of NRG. 2 players around B for the CT side, and Optic, surely these guys towards A are going to go aggro. The flashbang over the top isn't... I mean, they could have just thrown one behind Stanislaw's head, and that would have been much better. So I think there's big holes in their flashbang game there. And we'll see if the Optic team... Yeah, they're going to go for the save.
Yeah, all the armors, it'd be amazing to save those into the next round. I have to see if they're able to do it. Optic Gaming, they could see this being... This could get really close from this point forwards because they've kind of lost control of the economy, kind of at the worst possible moments, right before they're going to close the match. And then getting reset straight away. Kind of brutal. So, oh, if they can steal away a weapon, that's a really big deal as well. So NRG have to be kind of careful in that respect because they know that they're going to be walking into the setup of the CTs. Must have been spotted, FugLy. Okay, they are playing quite passively. That's good.
That's pretty cool. 4 people surviving for the CT side.
Yeah, really good.
And they still pose a heavy threat. So let's see what the CT side have in mind. Stanislaw not going to buy anything, 1900 on him. But the rest of the team have what they had for the most part. Maybe your grenade is missing. 3 people in B. And maybe they'll go for the pop flash again. This time it's going to be a HE grenade. But the approach is entirely different from NRG. And Stanislaw's having quite a lot of success with this USP. He's done big damage. He will fall for the side, but maybe that has deterred NRG from going towards the B bomb site. Was Stanislaw a bait, or is there more to this story?
Well, they got to just split on drop at the same time, so it kind of works out really well for NRG. And saving the armor is probably the play again, to be honest, because moving into the next round, they're probably gonna want to buy, and I don't think they have really that much money because they got reset. So I think what is it, $1,900? Okay, $2,400 on top of what they have. So actually, it'll be okay, generally speaking. I have to see whether or not it's going to suffice for the approach that they want. But Tarik has $2,900. So if he survives, he's going to be able to afford an AWP pretty easily there, and all will be well for Mr. Tarik. Yeah, just really not much to say at this point. Problems ahead for NRG are many, though. They can't really make any mistakes. It really just takes one guy getting picked or one missed flashbang or something like that for them to lose this map.
So NRG, Optic rather, have 2 full buys remaining. This will be the first one. No AWP for them, 2 FAMASs. Double FAMAS. 3 players towards B as per usual. I would expect this to be a slower round from NRG. Again, their margin for error is 0. So, we've Got Stanislaw boosted up, mixwell in the danger spot. I did wonder if he would play bait with some shoulder peeking towards the back of A-Long, but he needs to make sure there's no flank coming in. Smoke down there for the time being, and he will go back and support his teammate where necessary. So indeed, he will offer some kind of bait. In the meantime, NRG, of course, are playing it slow as expected. I do wonder if they'll go for that bounced flashbang off the wall. Not a fan of it myself. The angle Peter is holding there. Often you can find an AWPer on, say, SK, like Fallen, holding that angle. Or one a bit deeper, which does not get flashed by this flash I'm referring to off the wall. Anyway, we've got two players slowly creeping in. Surely Stanislaw hears the scope. Indeed, that's why the Molotov is there. So Peter checking the low ground. And indeed, Stanislaw may be a nasty surprise. NRG seems to be just waiting for this pick to come in, but again, with 35 seconds left on the clock, if disaster strikes, then what happens? Got to be walking straight in, and Stanislaw takes that kill straight away. Peter with a pistol, great timing with the HE coming out. 24 seconds, the bomb needs to get planted. The A site is almost clear. They're checking for rush. Double peek coming in, down goes FugLy though, but the bomb will get planted.
Yeah, really weird situation. NAF is coming in from the back now, and he could really be the playmaker. He's going to have a one-on-one on his hands, lose it to LEGIJA. So I think with that, the chances to win this go away completely. They're going to go save. They agree, and we get a 2 versus 3. Sorry, they're leaving. It's a save. It's not even a 2 versus 3. It's just a.
It's a runaway from the bomb site.
It's no one else cares to even have an engagement. So another round for NRG. Optic's round loss bonus is building up. That's the only thing that's really, like, the fact that they have 15 rounds and the loss bonus is building up is really the only salvation that they have. The only consolation that they have. And there you go. It's it will be 2 weapons saved here, which is really important. Now, do they decide to buy? I mean, it's an interesting one because the loss bonus is so high at this point. It's like a marginal thing. Like, you could try to buy twice, force buy twice.
Ooh.
Yeah, they are going to go for it. I think this is actually by far the right call against NRG.
So when I said it was 2 full buys, maybe it will be 3. Maybe it will be 3. Maybe this is the only one that will be required. NRG 2 rounds away from overtime. Oh dear, that is a terrible start for Optic. And I mean, is that a safe town already? Rush is on the site though. He's going to do what he can to hold on to the site. Moving towards the statue, gets himself a 1 versus 1. Rush is fighting back. He needs teammates though, and NRG will be careful not to get baited because Rush has stopped peeking. He knows Peter's around. So he wants him to cross. Rush over 3K now. Peter just can't pick him off. Where's everyone gone, Dad? Where's everyone gone?
I have no idea what just happened. Amazing stuff from Rush. Bombs just at the CT's feet. mixwell finishes it off. Nice little polish at the end. 16 to 13. It got really, really desperate at the end. NRG found a flurry of rounds, but Optic managed to make it happen. But if you consider that NRG had so many rounds on the first half, it's actually really impressive that Optic managed to do so well on their CT side as well. Like, that they had a really good CT side as well, because it's not easy to have a very good CT side on this map.
No, it isn't. So Cobble goes to Optic, but a very good score line for NRG despite the loss. They did make it easy for Optic to take it over the line. The next map between these two teams is something Producer Reese
He looked at me and he knew.
Should definitely tell us. It's cash. Marvelous.
Okay.
We're going to write this down with a pen. See you after the break.
This time now, my brother.